Mogul Motivation, educating and empowering entrepreneurs 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. This is episode 220. Can you believe it? 220 episodes of Mogul Motivation and still going strong. And we only have 2 episodes to go in 2019, this week and next week, which is Christmas Day. So 2019 has been a great year. I really have nothing to complain about, except for one thing. And that is, I didn't accomplish one of my major goals. Now, granted, this goal wasn't going to be accomplished in totality this year anyway, because it's so massive. But I didn't even get the ball rolling with it. You know, I got the business plan and all of these things, but I didn't get it rolling this year. And I was very disappointed with myself. And it got to a point where last week I even started to second guess myself. Is this something I should even be doing? Should I just abandon it and try to do something else? And, you know, sometimes frustration will lead you to second guess yourself and doubt will creep in. But after a lot of meditation and a lot of soul searching, I came to the conclusion that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my destiny. And what I am doing is right. I don't need to abandon this goal, but I need to abandon the vehicle. You see, when we second guess ourselves, we sometimes think that the destination is what's in question. The destination is never in question. This business that you need to start, you know, you pursuing your dreams, you rising up the ranks in your career, you pursuing your passion, trying to become a doctor, whatever it is that you want to be, that's never in question. The destination is solid. It's your vehicle to get there. That's what's in question. And that's what I had to tell myself. I'm in the wrong vehicle. You see, when you're grinding, when you're trying to get to your destination, trying to get to the top, you got to go through the mud. You got to go through gravel, rough terrain, all of these things. And we're in the wrong vehicle to go through all of that. You see, we always want to be cute. We want to be in a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or, you know, a Jaguar, things like that to drive through the mud and the gravel and the rough terrain to get to our destination. You can't do that. If you want to get through all of this, you have to be in the F-150. You got to be in the Jeep. You got to be in the Subaru. You see, those vehicles aren't as sexy as a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or all of these other luxury cars. They're not as sexy, but guess what? They're made to get through that rough terrain. They're made to get through that mud and that gravel. A Ferrari ain't made for that. A Lamborghini ain't made for that. So my point is with this analogy and this metaphor is this. Stop trying to be sexy. Stop trying to go for the home run straight from the jump. You can't do that. It's not going to work out in your favor because see what happens is if you was to go through the gravel and the mud in a Ferrari, now you have a very, very expensive accident. Think about it. You trying to start this business and you trying to go from A to C and you skipping B. You trying to pour all of this money into this business and try to go for the home run, trying to be cute, trying to do everything at once, trying to make it perfect from the jump. You can't do that. You have to build up to that. You have to take steps. And there's nothing wrong with taking those steps. You have to humble yourself. You have to let your ego and your pride go. You have to let it go. You have to check yourself at the door and you have to grind from the beginning and you have to take it with humility. There's nothing wrong with taking baby steps because at the end of the day, you're still making progress. You're still making progress. You have to tell yourself that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with starting with a food truck. You're not going to have a 4,000 square foot restaurant from the jump. And if you do, guess what? You're going to have a very expensive mistake and downfall because you don't know how to run a 4,000 square foot restaurant yet. You got to go through the struggle. You got to go through the learning pains and the trials and tribulations. So start with that food truck. Okay? Start with YouTube. Start with whatever you got to start with right now. Start with a short story. Start with that book. You're not going to have the home run from the jump. That's what I want y'all to understand right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to happen that way. And if it does happen that way, you're going to have a very, very expensive downfall. So when you're going through the mud, when you're going through the gravel, when you're going through this rough terrain, you need to change vehicles. Stop trying to be cute. It's okay to downgrade to another vehicle. It's okay to go from that Ferrari to that Subaru or to that Jeep just to get through the mud. Because once you get through that mud, you're going to be on a flat pavement. And once you're on that flat pavement, now it's time to upgrade to that Ferrari or that Jaguar or that Lamborghini. Because now you can coast smoothly and you know what it takes to get to your destination. So the destination is never in question. It's never what you need to second guess. You need to second guess the vehicle. Sometimes we're in the wrong vehicle to get to where we want to be. And that has to change. Humble yourself. Let your ego and your pride go, because you're just trying to impress people who don't even care about you in the first place. Stop substituting your obsession with success for your obsession with attention. Stop doing that. Focus on your success. Focus on doing what you need to do and accomplishing what you want to accomplish. So that's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. When you're going through the mud, when you're going through the gravel, it's okay to take baby steps. It's okay to start at point A, because then you're going to get to point B. And once you get to point C, now you can drive that Ferrari. Now you can drive that Lamborghini, because now you're on smoother pavement. You're smarter. You're a better entrepreneur. You're a better businessman or businesswoman at that point. The destination is never in question. It's just the vehicle. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, I ask for two things. Number one, please leave a 5-star review. I would surely appreciate that. And number two, most importantly, pass it on to somebody else who you know may benefit from it as well. Have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you next week.